Hi guys, it's Art Clark here from Milam. I have your next lesson and we're going to talk about lines. This is something you probably did in kindergarten or first grade. We talked about lines and we are going to do a quick review of the lines that you may already remember, and then we're going to do a piece of art together. It's called a landscape. Now I want you to use a pencil first, and then you can go over your pencil with Sharpie before you add color. And I just wanted to show you that this is what it's going to be like. Ocean, hills, mountains, sun, all the different types of lines all in one to make a piece of art. Yours may not look like mine, and that is okay, because you are you and I am me. Okay? We're all artists and we all have different styles. And so I am just gonna merely be giving you suggestions of how I would like you to try to make a landscape piece of art along with me. I talk a little fast in the video, so just push pause and you'll draw at your own pace and then color at your own pace. Have fun. All right, I have a few different types of lines here. I've already written down the words, and we're just gonna review really quickly what the different kind of lines are. We have a straight thin line, so that would just be a thin line like this. Then we have a straight thick line. See how it's much thicker than the first line that we just drew? And then a curvy line, very fun. A wavy line. Oh, I should have saved the blue for the waves. There's a wavy line. A loopy line. Loop, a 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 loop. That one's very fun. A scalloped line is like that, like a bunch of letter M's together or a bunch of letter W's together. All right, the next line that we have is the dotted line. You can go dot, 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 dot. This is review for you guys, because I know that you learned all these things when you were in kindergarten. Probably a dashed line, dash, 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 dash. But we have to review things, because if I don't do things every day, I forget about them. A zigzag, or sometimes we call them a chevron, is a very fun line. Spirals, let me check that it's still, yes, it's still recording. All right, spirals, you know what a spiral is. Just around and around, it's very fun. Around and around, round and around. Okay, scribble. Oh, that's a fun line. Who doesn't love a scribble line? Scribble, 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 scribble. See, it can be anything you want it to be. All right, then also vertical lines. Vertical is up and down like grass. I tell my little kids, you just think of a vertical line as grass. See? Okay, a horizontal line is sideways lines. You lay down horizontally. All right, here's another type of line. It's diagonal. Sideways. Now to make a crisscross line, you do diagonal line and then you cross across it. A very fun line. Okay, that's our review. Okay, you may have chosen to make a chart like this. If you want to, that's fine. If you wanted to just watch along when I did it so you could remember all the different types of lines, that's fine too. But now we're going to use these lines and make a piece of art. Alrighty, now we're gonna make a piece of art using the lines that we just reviewed about. What we're gonna make is called a landscape piece of art. And I may go a little faster for you, just so I won't make this a 10-minute video. And if I get to going too fast, just push pause, okay? I'm just gonna move along pretty fast. I'm gonna use a Sharpie so you can see my paper, but I'd like it if you use a pencil. And I'm gonna start with the foreground, and then I'm gonna go to the middle ground, and then I'm gonna do the background. So I'm starting up here. Make sure you can see it. Oh, I'm starting up here first to get the foreground. And I'm gonna start with a curvy line. I'm gonna do some water. Now I'm gonna be doing some things that I am used to seeing in a normal landscape. And if you wanna do something different, if you wanna start with grass up at the front, that is fine. This is just me suggesting to you some things. I'm just gonna start with water. So I have a curvy line, and then I'm gonna add a wavy line, and then I'm gonna have some spiral lines along with some wavy lines, and another spiral line, and along with some wavy, and then I'm gonna actually have a spiral go the other way. Again, these are all just suggestions. You can do what you want that makes you happy. I'm doing some more waves right here. Then I'm gonna do a big old wave right here, and another wave line. So we've got spirals, waves, and curves. Let me add another curve here. Okay, so then just to suggest that it's water, I'm gonna do some straight lines right here, because this is kind of getting into my middle ground of calm waters. Now, for my very top line that I have, I'm gonna make it a thick line to show the horizon line. It's gonna be kind of thick. And then I'm gonna do a few, make sure you can see it still. I'm gonna do a few vertical lines to represent maybe some trees in the distance. You can make them look more tree-like when you color it. And then I'm gonna add some hills. We're now to our middle ground. So I'm gonna have a hill right here, and maybe another hill if you like. And then you're gonna go through and add lines to your hills however you want. You can have some thick lines and some thin lines. This is your art, so you make it how you want it to be. This is just me suggesting. Okay, so there's some hills. Now we'll add some mountains. So that was some curved lines. So now we'll do some mountains with horizontal lines. Remember, the horizontal goes sideways. And maybe one more mountain. So then you're gonna come back and add some, how about some crisscross lines? Remember the crisscross? This is just what I wanted to do. You can use any one of those that we talked about before. I'm gonna do some of the scalloped lines in my mountain. Oops, that's okay. Maybe this mountain wants to have some dashes. You can do whatever you want. What can I do in this line? Spiral? Curvy, I mean? I can't even remember what the name is. Okay, now we're gonna draw a sun in the very far back. I'm drawing mine really big. You don't have to draw yours really big if you don't want to. And I think what would be really fun in my sun is if I do some more spirals. I really, really like spirals. And you don't have to have two spirals. You can have, it could just be one spiral by itself. I just kind of like to make it curvy. Again, you don't have to make spirals in your sun. It can be any way you want. Inside your sun, you may want dashed lines. You may want thick and curvy lines. You may want loopy lines. You may want dotted lines. Maybe you want some dots and some spiral. Well, when I was making my last video, it cut off and I didn't know it. And so all I did was finish my sun. I added sun ray lines out like this. And then I decided I was gonna come back and add short, thin lines and chevron lines to every other ray like this. And then next, I'm gonna finish drawing this out, and then I'm gonna color. I'm gonna add the color, and you can do the same thing too.